I'm in the mood to film a kind of freestyle video today. I haven't made any notes, and I just took to Twitter and asked if there was anything that people wanted to know about me, and I thought that would kind of prompt the video a bit. My friend Lily Swifty answered, and she said yes. How did you wear your hair the day after your 5th birthday? Now, darling Lily, as you've probably guessed, I don't remember that. It was a very long time ago. Maybe photos would kind of jog my memory a bit, or kind of give me false memories of what my hair might have been like. Best guess is it was probably in little bunches like this, but I don't really remember that. Sorry about that. But it did get me to thinking of the things that I do remember. Sometimes the things that my brain remembers genuinely scares me. And it's not because that I remember them as being particularly helpful bits of information or particularly entertaining bits of information. Usually they're totally pointless bits of information. There was 39 shipyards on the River Clyde at one point. That was when shipbuilding was really, really popular. Why do I remember that? I have no idea. It was mentioned to me in history class, and if you were maybe watching my video the other week, you might have heard that I had a really good history teacher who made things memorable, but she didn't particularly highlight that fact. To this day, I have no idea why I remember it. But whenever I'm by the Clyde, you'll hear me say, there was once 39 shipyards on the Clyde, because it's not really a fact you can bring into everyday conversation unless you're in Glasgow. Me and my dad went to see a show in 2004. What do I remember most about the show? It was on a Thursday. And whenever I bring that up, he kind of looks a little creeped out that I remember that detail. But the reason I remembered that is because my outstanding memory of the night, amongst all this wonderful entertainment, was somebody in the city centre going, "Why am I out on a Thursday? It's 'cause I'm hardcore." And of all the wonderful cultural experiences I could have remembered of the night, I remember that half-sloshed guy. There were 29 colours in Jove's Technicolor Dreamcoat, according to the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical, and they were red, yellow, green, brown, scarlet, black, ochre, peach, ruby, olive, violet, fawn, lilac, gold, chocolate, mauve, cream, crimson, silver, rose, azure, lemon, russet, grey, purple, white, pink, orange and blue. I suppose that fact wasn't totally pointless, as many, many years ago I was in the musical and I had to know all the colours. But is there some sort of recycle bin that I can kind of empty in my brain, because I don't feel like I need to know that anymore. And then there's the random pointless information that I hold in my brain that gets me into some embarrassing situations. You see, years ago I read a magazine article about somebody who tried selling their used underwear online. This is something that people do. There's a market for it. I won't go into why there's a market for it or what sorts of people do this, but there's something you can do and it makes money, and I'm not recommending it, I'm not endorsing it in any way, just telling you the facts here because it's part of the story. And I read this article, I remembered some interesting facts of information from this article, and I was on a date and we started talking about people who sell their underwear online and how you can make money from that and things. And I started reeling off all these facts that I'd learnt in the magazine, like the different ins and outs of how it works, what you'll get extra money for and things. And then I casually returned to eating my hamburger because I'd been talking for about a minute and not really giving this guy the chance to say anything. And as I took a big bite, I could hear him kind of stammering and not really knowing what to say and looking a little horrified. And then I realised the way I told the story made it sound like I knew this whole thing from personal experience. If you're into selling your underwear online, you do you. I'm not going to judge. But certainly that gave a very wrong impression, and I was surprised that I had a second date after that. So to answer your question, Lily, I don't remember how I wore my hair the day after my 5th birthday. But I do remember lots of other random facts, and if anybody watching remembers any random facts themselves, why not put them down below, because my brain could do with some new material. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. Cheerio! There were 39 colours in Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat, according to the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical. Red, yellow, green, brown, scarlet, black, ochre, peach, ruby, olive, violet, fawn, lilac, gold, chocolate, mauve, cream, crimson, silver, rose, azure, lemon, russet, grey, purple, white, pink, orange. 29. Where did I get 39? There were 29 colours in Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat, according to the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical.